what the crap is going on? What have we done to anger the hockey gods? Really? Hronek is out now? I was going to center this episode originally around Miller. The woes around his absence, leave of absence. But as I was gathering my thoughts on this, about JT, it occurred to me, Hronek is another thing that we had to deal with this year. Let's go back to Miller for a second. I must admit that when I saw the official statement that he was taking a leave of absence, I was literally shocked. I wasn't concerned with Tocchet's comments after the Predators game about him benching him in the third, comment about having the people out there he thought could win him the game. I thought it was some coach-player gamesmanship. I wasn't too concerned. But then it didn't go away. Then the official leave of absence. It didn't make any sense. And obviously, we're still in the middle of it. We're in the middle of this 6-game road trip. We're mucking our way through this season. Eventually, with the Miller story, we'll find out. There will be a minute-by-minute update when he's finally back as to the hows and whys and whats. And so we'll let all the other guys, X and everyone else on Reddit, discuss that ad nauseum. But did someone out there do something to offend the hockey gods? What do I mean? This is literally quite crazy. Let's do a little recap of all the things that have kind of gone wrong since Edmonton knocked us out. We're still dealing with Demko, with an injury that no one in the history of the NHL has had ever. Really? Pettersson, broken and sputtering. How would he be coming to this season? Dakota Joshua? Cancer? Really? What are the chances? I mean, come on. Miller gets injured in the summer, doesn't play all but one preseason game, and then gets hurt on the opening faceoff. He looked okay for the most part. He was almost a point a game before this leave of absence. But again, another thing to pile onto the list. Great summer of free agent signings, up and down with getting guys we missed and then guys that we got. But Jake DeBrusk, slow start. He's turned it around. But at first, that was not a great start for him. Daniel Sprong, amazing goal. And then he's traded. That's a Terminator-like move by Alvin and company. It just shows that this management group isn't scared to fix things that aren't working for them, and they'll do it quite quickly. That's a positive. But Sprong showed flashes of brilliance, as he has with the other previous 6 teams he's been with, and now he's gone. Desharnais and Forbort. Desharnais in and out of the lineup. Forbort, personal reasons, and then gets injured. That's okay. We have until March to figure that one out. With this coaching staff, especially with Adam Foote, I'm not sure how much Sergei Gonchar is actually here day to day, but this coaching staff is good enough to be able to teach these guys what they want to bolster that lineup. And they're huge, which is a positive. Into the season, Myers and Soucy not playing so well. See point number 4 about Forbort and Desharnais. We have till March to figure that one out too. But I do like about Desharnais, Forbort, Soucy, and Myers is that they are giant-sized defensemen, which I am going to call Operation McDavid. 14 feet of wingspan by each of them to slow down and impede the progress of one of the best skaters we've ever seen in the NHL. Thumbs up. and also to stop Draisaitl from bullying his way into the offensive zone and along the wall. That is nothing but a good thing. Operation McDavid, Operation Draisaitl, Operation Neutralize the Edmonton Oilers. I like it. I think that is a great strategy, especially since we couldn't get Zadorov. Niels Höglander. What the crap? He was one of our secret weapons last year. He, along with Garland and the third line, were 1, 2, and 3 reasons that teams couldn't handle us. They were self-starters. They generated all by themselves, especially when the rest of the team wasn't going. And I think they're probably responsible between Höglander and the third line, probably about 8 wins last season all by themselves. Now he's in the doghouse? Wow. Arthur Silovs. Boy, oh boy. That is a very unexpected turn. He is struggling, and there is a lot of work to be done there. I wonder if Ian Clark's departure has made this worse. We won't ever really know. But he's certainly not playing better than he was in the spring, which is what you would expect after a summer of training, coming into the season that you would be the same or better than you were 4 or 5 months ago. He had glaring holes in his game then. We almost did it against Edmonton, but it wasn't to be. And Silovs did very well, but he's still an incomplete goalie. But now it's almost like his progress has gone backwards. It's crazy. Oh, Brock Besser. Concussion on a stupid play. A completely unnecessary play. I mean, do you want to add any more? Sure. Let's add Filip Hronek is now out. I mean, what? By my count, that's 12 things. 12 negative things that have affected our season. And not just little things. I'll get into some positives, but 12 negative things, let's take half. 6 bad things. When it involves some of your best players, that's debilitating. So I think that we should be pretty happy with the progress we've made so far. I'll take this middling progress versus the alternative. Adversity is fine, but this is bordering on ridiculous. But I do have faith. I have faith that we have enough time to sort things out, and we have the coaching and the management staff to sort things out. Okay, let's move into some positives, because there are some, for sure. And number 1 is Kevin Lankinen. What a find. Oh my goodness. What a steal. And he's only making $875,000. Wow. Get ready for a big raise next year, Kevin Lankinen. Next positive is Quinn Hughes. Is he human? He is an absolute joy to watch every night. Sportsnet commentator said it last week, how lucky we are to see him game in and game out. He does things that no one else in the last 25 years has ever done. When you can make grown men fall down chasing you because your corners and edges are so tight and so strong that NHLers fall down trying to catch you, you know you're doing something special. And he has turned it up. He is getting better. He won the Norris, and then he goes and improves his shot by about 10 miles an hour. How do you do that? How do you improve your shot at age 25 when you think maybe you got your full strength, but obviously he's found some way to improve, because that's the kind of progress you would expect to see from an 18-year-old to maybe a 23-year-old in this league. He's the best defenseman in the league last year, and he is right up there again. Very impressive. Another good thing is Pettersson is finally coming around, but he's like a different alternate universe version of Petey. He is not shooting, not sniping, and not deaky Petey, but a more subdued and crafty and subtle player at the moment. I wonder if Petey 1.0 will ever resurface. Will he ever be back? I have a video that I'm going to show you most of his highlights last year that I could capture from the web. I don't know what's up with him. I don't think it's his knee. I think it's his wrist. But there is something obviously bothering him. And it's more than a between the ears. There's got to be some sort of physical injury. Who knows? It's a horrible thing to have to deal with, but at least he's playing okay. It's not what we're used to, but he's there. He's producing. Not the same, but that is another huge weapon of why we got a whole bunch of wins last year, because Miller was going, because Hughes was going, because Petey was going, and we had Demko going. And now we have only parts of those things, and in some cases, none of those things. It's quite crazy. But at least Brock is back. Demko is apparently close to coming back, and that's amazing. Oh, Sherwood. Holy smokes. How did I forget about this guy? Kiefer Sherwood. What a find. Wow. When we signed him, first thought was like, we don't have to play him in another series in the future anytime soon. And two, he looked pretty good in the preseason. And obviously he's a cannonball out there. And he slowed down a little bit, just a tad, but maybe leading the league in hits. Has created an injury or two? I don't know, but he is awesome. And Miller should be back soon as well. We'll find out, or we won't. Doesn't really matter, because if it's personal, let it be personal. Give them their space. There's been some headlines about JT's wife, Natalie, with stem cell donations, but it's only a blood draw, no big deal. So hopefully it's nothing too major, and we hope that it all turns out well. Speculation is rampant because she's deleted her Instagram, but you know what? Let it be. So we've had our hands full with some very large and unexpected storylines. But I think up until the Miller headline of him not being here and this leave of absence, it's all been manageable. It's all been in the realms of expected. And now you throw Hronek on there too. What have we done to anger the hockey gods? You, me? I don't even know. Especially coming into the summer with high hopes and dreams of how close we came with Edmonton, losing to the dreaded Oilers. But hey, upwards and onwards, we're grinding through the season. It ain't pretty. Good game against Boston, terrible game against Pittsburgh. And we'll wait for JT to come back. We'll see if there's any trades to bolster the D with Hronek now being injured, and hopefully we'll have answers soon. But we still have the reigning Jack Adams Trophy winner and Rick Tocchet and company, and Alvin and Rutherford showing that they're not afraid to pull the trigger in a very business-like manner. So we're in good hands, and we've got a couple of months. So as long as we're in a playoff spot, we're in the position still to do some damage. This team is still, it's deep, it's talented, and if we get most of our cylinders firing back with our players, we'll be fine. Okay, Canuckland, go Canucks go. Have a wonderful day. Until then, remember, there's only one goal: win that